Hello, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. My name is Jen, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I do weekly readings as well as monthly readings for the collective. I also do some private readings as well. If you check the description, you will see my email to make that happen. But for now, we are going to check out the week of the October 20th through to the 26th for all the signs, starting with Aries, ending with Pisces, and everything will be time stamped. So you can just go ahead and skip right into your reading. Alrighty. I hope you have a great week ahead, and we are going to get started with Aries. Aries, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. We're going to be breaking down your week for October 20th through to the 26th. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time remembering the dates. But anyway, let's get into your reading. All the cards have been pre-shuffled. So let's go ahead and take a look at Aries for the week of October 20th through to the 26th. Okay. I'm just going to put those away. All right. Eight of Swords here. So feeling confined, perhaps feeling trapped, as if you can't really get anywhere or do anything. Definitely feeling the limitations of something. And perhaps it's mental limitations, perhaps it's limitations on your ability, in the physical realm. Again, take it as it resonates, but definitely limitations seems to be the name of the game heading into this week. But you have Page of Swords in the shadow as well. So it feels like perhaps it could be related to some new thought or new perspective or new kind of line of thinking that you want to go ahead and implement here. And you're kind of feeling like maybe there's no way that I can realistically do that right now, right? Or there's a disconnect happening there. Show me a little bit more clarification for Aries, please. Let's get some more clarification for Aries. All right, Four of Wands. So this does have to do King of Pentacles on its side. It feels like it has to do with home life or kind of the basic necessities there, priorities. King of Pentacles on its side. Yeah, definitely feels stagnant energy here. Queen of Wands on her side. Yeah, feeling stuck for sure. And whatever it is that you're pushing for in terms of your priorities, this does feel like foundational. So again, for whatever reason, you're feeling stuck, like you can't move ahead, foundationally. Words are hard today. Let's get some more clarifiers here for Aries. Let's get some more clarifiers for Aries. Death on its side, death reversed. And here we have that just as we pause here to consider death card. So change and transformation, but it is reversed, right? So perhaps you're resistant or hesitant to any sort of changes that are coming and trying to take place here. Whatever that Page of Swords is, that new thought. Originally, I was thinking you're having a hard time implementing that new perspective. Perhaps it could also be the reverse of that, where you're trying to look away or not acknowledge some new perspective or new way of doing something. And you're saying, no, I want to stick to what I know. But it's not easy for you. Whatever this week is coming, or whatever this week has in store for you, Aries, it doesn't really look easy. It looks very stagnant, right? And frustrating. And Aries wants to move. Yeah, the Eight of Wands here on its side. Even your energy is feels like your energy is kind of pent up a little bit, but you can't release it, right? Which is just adding a little bit more frustration to your week. The good news is some pattern is on the out with that World card there. How funny is that? I have all right, I'll do like that. So the good news is that there is some pattern coming to an end here, or perhaps this could mean as well that whatever kind of stuck, whatever has been frustrating you, Aries, for some time here, whatever you've kind of tried to let go of but couldn't let go of. And it does feel, like I said, foundational. This feels like a core belief, or something that you hold to be true, or hold to be just kind of, it's just the way it is kind of deal, that could be releasing as we head into the end of this week here. But for whatever reason, that death, why are you resistant to change here? I'm wondering if you think that this is something that can't be changed. Put it in the comments. Just let me know there. We do have that Page of Cups, and if I'm not, I'm wondering if that Page of Cups came up for you last week here. But there is this idea with that Page of Cups, this idea of a gift, an opportunity here for you to see things differently with that Six of Pentacles underneath it, and to kind of change out your beliefs, right? And reevaluate kind of what you're giving to and what your priorities are here. So really interesting week ahead. Let's get some final thoughts for Aries, please. Let's get some final thoughts for Aries. Thank you. Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands, listen, your wand energy, right? You are fire. When I see the ace of the suit that you are, it really does mean a recommitment to self, identifying a new part of you, or opening up to a new aspect of yourself, but definitely a recommitment to who you are individually, Aries. The Devil coming through as well with that Wheel of Fortune behind it. Something is definitely coming to an end here. I'm wondering if you're facing some demons this week. Personally, kind of long-standing ones that you've tried to keep in the corners. And perhaps with all this energy, this pent-up energy that's coming through, there's a lot of frustration involved in as well. And this is an opportunity to address that. So kind of conflict heading into this week, Aries. But Ace of Wands showing up, like I said, just a beautiful opportunity to recommit to who you are and really kind of peel back the layer of just investigating who you are that next layer deep. So really interesting here as we go ahead. Aries, do me a favor, put it in the comments what it is that you're feeling stuck on. Is it something that has to do with your foundations here? Is it something that you're really trying maybe not to acknowledge, and the universe is kind of coming through and saying, no, we got to make this happen now? Let me know. As always, I wish you all the very best heading into this week. And thank you so much for stopping by. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. You take care. Leo, hello. Let's see what, jumping right into it, what October 14th to the 20th has in store. That was speedy. 7 of Swords. Alrighty, with the Empress in the shadow there. So addressing all the ways that we lie to ourselves, deceive ourselves, or willingly kind of look the other way, right? With the Empress card here, okay, and the World as well. So, kind of addressing the Empress, she's the mother of the tarot, right? So just how do we address these lies, or the way that we've been deceiving ourselves, with love, right? With grace, not being overly harsh, or coming down in a judgmental way, but really just addressing these things and taking a realistic kind of grounded approach. Yes, I do this. How can we fix it? Yes, I do this. And why do I do it? Right? Very practical about it. Just embracing it as it is what it is, and how can we move forward? Right? With the World behind that as well. Just taking a look and really closing up some patterns is what I'm seeing. So perhaps addressing 7 of Swords, any sort of deceit or any lies that we tell ourselves, so that we can put them to rest this week. Okay, Leo? Let's go ahead and get some clarifying cards here. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That was Aries' first card as well. 4 of Wands. So Yeah, it definitely feels like you're kind of assessing here. Two of Wands on the side as well. Interesting. A lot of like stuck energy, right? We don't know which way we want to go. Let's get some more clarifiers here for Leo. With that Two of Wands, though, what that represents is like wanting to make a choice or the willingness to choose, right? And right now you're not. Chariot, pushing forward regardless. So even if you're feeling, Leo, I feel like even if you're feeling unsure or unsteady of the road ahead, you are still pushing forward. You are still determined. I'm wondering if that's not the energy that you need to address. Almost like, yeah, whatever, we'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that later. But perhaps the time is now to deal with what it is that you've been pushing aside, right? Because maybe, and again, take it as it resonates, but maybe for some of you, you need to address those things before you can really move forward and the universe will open in the way that you're looking for it to, right? Let's get some more clarifiers here for Leo. You can't just move past the parts you don't like, you know what I mean? Queen of Swords. Yeah, hard truths here for sure. So it does feel like it's time to be open and honest with yourself. Queen of Swords here, she is the ultimate truth, right? And that feminine energy, again, similar to that Empress energy here, in that kind of the softer side of the suit. But with the Queen of Swords, hard wisdom, hard knowledge. She's kind of taken licks and she's earned every ounce of wisdom that has come her way because of it, right? She's been through the fire and, you know, kind of whatever analogy you want to put forward here. But she sees things as they are. And Leo, it does feel like the time is now for you to see things as they are, not how you want them to be, right? The Tower coming through as well. It does... So the Tower is on its side, which is funny because whichever way the Tower comes, very similar to that Wheel of Fortune card, right? It does feel like you're trying to push against change, right? And perhaps the Seven of Swords, whatever kind of this card is addressing for you this week, Leo, it does feel like you're right. Running against it, pushing against it, right? No, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Well, perhaps we're getting closer to the time where you can no longer run from whatever the Seven of Swords represents, okay? The Tower is coming and it's kind of I think you see it, Leo, for the majority of you. I think you see that change needs to happen. And the universe is kind of saying, okay, well, we're getting close to a point where you're either going to blow some sort of aspect of your life up or you can start dismantling it. But either way, something has to change. That's really what it feels like here coming through. Let's get one last clarifier card here for Leo, please. One last clarifying card. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity, right? And the Three of Wands in the shadow there. Can we be open our energy, open our mind, open ourselves to embracing this knowledge, embracing kind of acceptance here of where we are and where we want to be, right? That Seven of Swords, we all have aspects of ourselves that we try to keep hidden. We all have, you know, kind of do this dance around things that we don't want to admit to ourselves. That's part of life, right? That's part of learning. That's part of growing and becoming the people that we envision ourselves to be, right? So I think the universe is trying to come in and say, listen, there's a beautiful opportunity here for you to make this change, to bring you closer to the person that you want to be, more open, right? More receptive, more open to what the universe has to give. There's very much a difference between, right, blocking our energy as this card does and being open and receptive, right? Very much a difference in energy, difference in how we present ourselves, and how we can remain open to the gifts that the universe is trying to send our way. Right? So just kind of some food for thought this week. It does feel like, yeah, you're really resistant to this. You're really trying to push against whatever this change is. But the universe is kind of saying, you know, it's your coming time. You can't avoid this forever. High Priestess. Yeah, so trust your inner knowing. And it kind of does feel like, you keep pushing forward and you're not, perhaps for some of you, you're not really dealing with the things that you need to be addressing. So whatever kind of movement forward is either really challenging, or is it true movement? Because what are you really gaining if you're not dealing with these things that, or not really addressing some of these core items here, right? High Priestess here, trust yourself, know yourself, trust that if something feels off, it is, and trust that if the universe is if you think the universe is sending you a message, chances are that the universe is trying to communicate something to you. So maybe slow down, take a beat, listen for that, be receptive to that, right? Three of Wands, that energy, be open to that. Because ultimately, you want to be the best version of yourself, right? And this is not about, bullying yourself into submission. It's really about, again, kind of embracing that feminine energy, that softer side, that gentle side, that comes from a place of love, right? And self-acceptance. And it feels like whatever this is, it could be related to that. Do me a favor, Leo, and let me know what it is that you're trying to outrun here, because it does feel like that. Or even, if that's too personal here, put it in the comments. Are you feeling like you're outrunning something and you can't quite keep the pace? Because that's really what I'm seeing here in the shadow as we finish off the sun. So something is coming to light here. Something will be made transparent, and the sun is also, it is related to your energy, Leo, as well, right? Shedding truth on everything will be coming to light. So it does feel like whatever this situation is, you cannot run it for much longer, right? The sun is coming to illuminate everything. So that's what I have for you. Please put it in the comments, what it is, or just give a message. If you are in need of a little bit of help this week, just let me know and I will send some positive energy your way. Okay, Leo, I wish you all the best and I'll see you next time. Sagittarius, alrighty, let's dive right in and see what October 20th to the 26th has in store. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sagittarius, please, for October 20th through to the 26th. I don't know if you see, but that tower really wants to come out. All right, give me one card, please, for Sagittarius. Thank you. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Swords in the upright. And Knight of Wands here in your shadow. Yeah, so moving away from, honestly, from some dysfunction here, or some failed, something that has failed, right? For some of you, you might see yourself as a failure. Again, take that as it resonates. Let me be clear, I am not saying that. The cards are not saying that. It's a perception. That's what I'm seeing here. Sagittarius is thinking, I failed at this. I am a failure, right? We're moving on from whatever that thought is. Again, take it as it resonates, Sagittarius. But something didn't go according to plan. I will say that. And we're moving out of that energy and moving on forward into what's next. Knight of Wands here, definitely moving on and moving forward. Continuing with that Chariot behind, right? Consistent, steady movement here of, okay, we're really, really trying to figure out our way forward here and really using our energy and that fire within you, Sagittarius, in the best way possible, with that Chariot behind, having that staying power, being consistent as you continue to do the thing. So let's go ahead and get some clarification here for Sagittarius, please, for this week. Let's get some clarification for Sagittarius, please. Let's get some clarification. Six of Wands coming out, Three of Wands on the shadow. Or, sorry, on the side. Words are hard this morning, guys. Truly. It's interesting because the Six of Wands typically is as shown, right? Success, feeling success, having some sort of recognition from that, kind of being more in a visible, like in the spotlight kind of energy, right? It's a great card. Crossed with the Three of Wands on its side. It just feels like either you're taking that feeling, it feels like you're kind of taking that feeling away from yourself. Kind of like, I'm not sure if I deserve this. Interesting. Four of Wands, or sorry, Four of Swords. Yeah, you're like, I don't want, maybe you don't want to get caught up in that energy, caught up in that, maybe you see it as gloating. Again, take it as it resonates here, but you're not really allowing yourself to really feel in that. For whatever reason, you're kind of like moving, you're kind of cutting off the Six of Wands before fully realizing that or feeling that success, right? As it relates to whatever this is. The star showing up for you as well here. So, Aquarius energy, but this really is quite beautiful here. You're moving towards the direction of your star. You're moving towards your life's purpose, right? Whatever this is, as this King of Pentacles, to be clear, I'm not seeing it as a failure or that something has gone wrong here. Although it could be that, like I said on the outset, for some of you, again, take it as it resonates. But what I'm seeing is that you're not fully, it's almost like not that the potential isn't realized, but you had some sort of success here, but you're kind of like, yeah, that doesn't matter. What matters is this. What matters is my star. What matters is really my life's purpose. This was not it. This was like a means to an end kind of thing, or a way to help me get there. But really my focus is here. Let's get some more clarification here for Sagittarius, please. Thank you. Page of Cups on its side. That is interesting here. It's almost like you're not. And Two of Swords in the shadow. So your energy is showing up very consistent, right? You have that staying power. Two of Swords, you're hesitant to enter into something new. So as much as you're kind of, okay, I'm ready for, my focus is on the star here. There's a bit of hesitancy in that as well. I wonder if this has to do with something of going public, announcing something to the public here. Again, take it as it resonates, because you're looking quite happy in that Nine of Cups energy there. That's the energy that we're moving to. So either you're really happy now, or that's where you're kind of going this week and feeling that will be kind of the vibe here at the end of this week. But I am getting this idea that it's happy here, but in your bubble, but you don't want to expand that energy outward, right? We're hesitant to share that with other people, or we're not sure if this happiness here will extend into happiness in whatever you're starting or whatever you're looking at in terms of not within the home, or even, for some of you within your own self, right? And that's why there's this hesitancy or cutting short of that public recognition aspect here. Very interesting. Let's get some final thoughts here for Sagittarius. Let's get some final thoughts for Sagittarius, please. Thank you. The Star in reverse. Interesting. Interesting here. And then we have the Hierophant in the shadow there. This, honestly, it really feels like you want to keep this part for yourself. Whatever this is, it feels like you're not ready to share it. Do me a favor, Sagittarius, just let me know in the comments here what it is that that I'm seeing on this board for you, because it really is quite interesting here. Your energy is showing up really great. It's just kind of like, no, I'm not ready to share this with other people, right? I'm not ready to share this with, the people close to me or my surroundings. I want to keep this with me. And that's what I'm seeing here, kind of with the Star in reverse. It's kind of like, I'm wondering if there's a fear that once we start bringing it to the community or bringing it to society, it'll get morphed into something that you don't want it to be. Very, very interesting energy, Sagittarius. Do me a favor and let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, because it's interesting. It just feels like I don't want anyone to touch this. Yeah, but you're showing up great, which is great. And you just want to keep things to yourself for a little longer. And, who can really fault that? No one. This is your reading for the 20th to the 26th, Sagittarius. I really hope this resonates with you, and I wish you all the best today and always. Okay, you take care, and we'll see you next time. Capricorn, hello. Let's dive right in and see what the week of October 20th to the 26th has in store for you. There we are. Two of Swords here. So a little bit of indecision. I feel like last week we were talking about emotions for you, Capricorn. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like this week has to do with the same thing, right? Six of Cups in the shadow here. Hesitating on how we give. Hesitating on what... how we feel whole as it relates to what we give to others to feel worthy or of purpose, what we give to ourselves to feel worthy and of purpose. Okay, Capricorn, hesitating. There's a little bit of hesitation here this week. Let's go ahead and see some further clarification for Capricorn, please. Show me Capricorn, please. For October 20th to the 26th. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see that there. Show me Capricorn, please. Show me Capricorn for the week of the 20th to the 26th. Not a lot wants to come out. So we've got the Nine of Swords on its side, as well as the Nine of Pentacles up right here. So the Nine of Swords, it does feel like you're contemplating where you stand. Contemplating how you present to society, right? So what you've amassed here in the physical form, it seems to be that's on your mind, and a little bit of how you move forward or what this means to you. Perhaps you're just considering, getting a little bit more philosophical. What does this mean, right? And really kind of thinking, like I said, about where you stand here. Nine of Swords on the side. This is better than seeing it completely up right here. Feels like you're in a period of assessment. Just really a holding pattern in terms of not really acting and not really diving off the deep end in terms of getting lost in your thoughts or getting lost in your feels here. You're kind of assessing, okay, what makes me successful in the Nine of Pentacles sense, right? In how do I view success? What does that look like? What do I feel is lacking, right? Just taking a beat here to really think about those items. Knight of Wands here. As soon as I say stagnant, the Knight of Wands comes out and it's like, no, actually, I'm really geared up, fired up, and ready to go. So don't get it twisted. So, okay, I stand corrected here. This is one of the reasons I love tarot. Knight of Wands is popping out. So your energy wants to move. It could be that your brain is stopping you, right? It could be that you are, maybe even some of you still moving and still directing your energy forward, but kind of, you know, um, in those private moments or those moments of solitude, these are the thoughts that you're pondering, okay? Show me a little bit more for Capricorn, please. There we go. Yeah, 7 of Swords, King of Wands on the side, the Moon in reverse, and the Page of Cups here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this, I know the cups are really just showing up on the outset here, or in the shadow rather, but it does feel like we are dealing in more emotions, dealing more in that water energy, even though I'm not seeing it on your direct on the board, I am seeing it in the shadow, so I do feel like I have to mention it. Yeah, and you're just kind of, it does look like you're really addressing and assessing, okay, what makes me tick here? 7 of Swords, what sort of lies am I telling myself? How am I defeating myself? How am I what are the lies that I'm telling? What are the limitations that I'm putting on myself here? How do I not feel good enough? How do I feel, second then or less than as it relates to this, right? King of Wands on its side. So your knight is being deployed. So yeah, it very much does feel like you're doing things more or less on autopilot this week, Capricorn, because your King of Wands, he's not decided yet where he wants to move, right? You haven't really, it feels like you haven't really determined a next course of action and how you're directing things, because you're thinking on it, you're hesitating, you're assessing here what's going on. The Moon in reverse is really interesting here, because it's, as much as we want to see and address what makes us feel good and what makes us feel whole, there is still a hesitation there, and kind of a resistance to something. And it does feel like fear, Capricorn. And so it, without getting too deep or, anything like that, it feels like a perversion of the thoughts that we don't address. So like, for example, like I really don't like spiders. And then so I have spiders on the brain, spiders. And then, now all I can think about or what kind of I envision when I envision spiders are big, gross tarantulas, and like, it becomes this perversion of fear. It becomes bigger than it is in reality, right? And so that's kind of what I'm seeing with these elements here. And you're addressing that, right? And as much as there's this feeling of it being so much and too overwhelming, the scope of it, you're still engaging in this and doing this work of what makes me feel whole. How can I give to myself and continue to give to others? How can I give to others but feel whole in myself, right? Or some aspect of that, right, Capricorn? So it really does feel like this week there is some assessment that's going on. And those are the kind of major themes at hand for you. Let's go ahead and get some final thoughts for Capricorn, please. The Empress. And the Queen of Pentacles. Feminine energy. The Empress, right? So in this kind of assessment or holding pattern, or really, getting philosophical this week, being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself, right? Being practical as well, and understanding that, perhaps for some of you, it's the understanding that you can enjoy the things that you have, the success that you have created for yourself, right? Perhaps for some of you, it's you're allowing yourself to enjoy where you stand, right? And not feeling guilty about it, right? Queen of Pentacles as well, right? Kind of encouraging that. Yeah, Three of Cups celebration here. Just really enjoying life's pleasures, enjoying what you have amassed, enjoying nature, getting out in nature and exploring that from a place of fueling your mind and body in that way, right? And also trusting yourself, I feel, is a major component of that as well. Interesting. Capricorn, what an interesting reading. It does feel like you're diving a little bit deeper here and really doing some work to address some fears that you have. Put it in the comments, let me know what the Seven of Swords is bringing up for you, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, our brain is a beautiful, magnificent thing, but it also makes things a lot more scarier in our imagination than they actually end up being, in the physical landscape here. So, I wish you all the best, obviously, today and always here. But this is what we have for you heading into the week of October 20th, okay? Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. You take care. Taurus, hello. Let's go ahead and see what October 20th to the 26th has in store. Show me Taurus, please. Show me Taurus for the week of October 20th to the 26th. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles. So adjusting some priorities here, doing a little give and take and figuring out maybe your priorities are changing, maybe what you're giving your energy to. You've changed that recently and now it's kind of starting to stick. With that Wheel of Fortune, let's see if that wheel is doing you any favors or not. Let's get some clarification here for Taurus. Let's get some clarification here for Taurus, please. Thank you. King of Cups, Nine of Cups, the Magician. So that is some great energy here. Really being in control of your emotions, right? Operating from a strong center, showing up and communicating that. Right. And it's not about, it's not about dominating the conversation, right? It's about showing up and being emotionally intelligent or holding yourself emotionally accountable, right? Which includes being vulnerable, right? Which is not always so easy for my lovely Taurus sign. You know what I mean? The Magician here showing up as well. It feels like you are working to make this happen, right? You are working to try to show up in this manner, Taurus, at least for this week. Okay, let's get some more clarification for Taurus, please. Let's get some more clarification for Taurus. Three of Wands, Five of Cups on its side. It feels like we're releasing grief, turning the page on anger, turning the page on depression. For some of you, it feels like maybe that's lifted just ever so slightly here, and we're really trying to embody that Nine of Cups energy, right? Perhaps you're feeling more like that Five of Cups feeling. Perhaps you have been feeling kind of a little bit going through the motions, or a little bit depressed, or a little bit sad, or a little bit in grief, right? A little bit angry, a little bit pessimistic. Again, take this as it resonates, Taurus, but perhaps this is how you're feeling, but you're open and willing to let that go. And so we're channeling more that Nine of Cups energy, right? So again, you could be on this side feeling this vibe and doing your thing and feeling great about it. The Magician here is telling me it is taking work to do that, right? So I just want to kind of acknowledge that for the Taurus that is out there, really kind of I like to say forced festive, right? So really putting in that work to show up with a smile, to hold yourself accountable, to be vulnerable, right? It's taking effort, right? You're making this a priority, and like I said, feels like for this week it is clicking. So perhaps it's going a little bit easier for you than it has been in past. But for some of you, you're still kind of just at that cusp, right? So keep going, keep pushing for sure. Let's get some final clarifiers here for Taurus, please. Thank you. Balance here with that Temperance energy, right? Sagittarius energy here. Harmony, right? Trying to find that harmony. And perhaps that's what's top of mind for you, Taurus. Eight of Wands, your energy wants to move to what fills you and what fuels you. Double sixes here in the shadow, right? So giving to yourself what you need, both with as it relates to your physical realm, but how that relates internally as well, right? So Temperance showing up is really quite lovely. And I am getting goosebumps because it feels like you're feeding yourself both tangibly, but also spiritually. Okay. Which really is quite lovely. And the Wheel of Fortune, it does seem to be working in your favor this week, Taurus. It seems like there's some opportunities here to let some things go, in favor of some new habits, some new patterns, some new perspective, and release is coming to mind as well. What are you releasing so that you can capture this, right? Let's get some final thoughts here for Taurus, please. Queen of Wands. All right. Feeling good. Two of Swords. So Queen of Wands coming as, the final thought here, in Two of Swords in the shadow. Confidence, right? Directing your energy, bending your energy to your will, going out kind of in front of the crowd and demanding to be seen, right? Demanding control in a feminine way, okay? Not claiming that control, not forcing anyone's hand, but showing up and saying, I'm here, and being noticed in that way. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Wands, just feeling whole, feeling seen, and feeling good. Right. So again, it's either you're showing up and you're feeling this way, which is great, Taurus, or this is the goal. I see, when I close my eyes, I see myself confident. I see myself not afraid to stand out. I see myself independent. I see myself going after what I want. And that's what you're envisioning. That's either where you sit currently, which congratulations, kudos to you. That's a great place to be, or that's where you're headed. That's what you're working on in the present to get to, right? So again, take it as it resonates here. That Queen of Wands energy is beautiful. Taurus, do me a favor, let me know in the comments, are you working towards this Queen of Wands energy, or have you already arrived? Either way, I do see it coming for you. Two of Swords, hesitating here, right? A little bit of hesitation, and it doesn't, with this Two of Swords, I like this imagery because it shows ready to act, right? She's ready to pull, release that arrow in the direction that she chooses, right? Again, she is in control. So she's not hesitating. She's waiting for the perfect time to act. And I have goosebumps for you. This is just such a beautiful reading here, such beautiful energy that I see coming through for you, Taurus. And I do wish you all the best this week and always. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. You take care. Alrighty, Virgo, let's go ahead and see what October 20th to the 26th has in store for you, please. Show me Virgo, please. Show me Virgo. 7 of Wands. Alrighty, and Queen of Pentacles in the shadow there. Yeah, so either protecting, defending, or going on the offense here. You do have the higher ground, and that's what's captivating me here, or just drawing in my attention. You have the higher ground. You can see them coming. Queen of Pentacles in the shadow here, along with the Empress energy here. So trust yourself, trust your inner knowing, right? Trust that you trust yourself that you can show up to the best of your ability and do what you feel is right, right? With this Queen of Pentacles here, she's holding something near and dear to her heart. It feels like, remember your priorities, remember why you started this, and that will help you to keep going. Okay, Virgo, let's go ahead and get some clarifiers here. Let's get some clarifiers for Virgo, please. All right. We'll start there. 7 of Wands in the reverse, the Hanged Man, 2 of Pentacles here, and 2 of Swords on the side. I honestly, it just feels like you're unsure, Virgo. It feels like you have the higher ground, but something's getting lost here. In translation, it feels like you cannot break away from something to deal with what's happening on the board here. Like your attention is elsewhere. Your attention is required elsewhere, I'll say it that way, so you can't give this the full attention that you feel it deserves. So yes, you have the advantage of seeing them coming, but it's almost like, no, I can't do anything with that advantage. So it almost feels like not a lost opportunity, but the perception is that, yes, I see them coming, but I can't adequately prepare for what's to come. Take that as it resonates, okay? I have another 2 coming out here. Interesting. Give me 1 second. Sorry, so I just wanted to get my Rider-Waite key to the tarot here because it has like the list of what 2 3s or 4 4s mean. So I had to look up 3 2s is security. Okay. So we have 3 2s on the board here, and it could be, and take it as it resonates, Virgo. This could be as it relates to your security or your perception of your security being threatened here. And so you see it coming, but it feels like you don't really have the opportunity to capitalize or to do anything about it, right? Let's get Death on its side, 7 of Pentacles in the shadow here, along with Temperance showing up as well. Yeah, interesting. It just, again, like it does feel, there's a lot of confusion here is what I'm seeing for you, Virgo, and not really understanding or seeing a clear path forward at this time. So yeah, just a lot of hesitation happening this week. Not a lot of movement forward or backward, really not a lot of movement in any direction. It feels like, yes, you see them coming, but almost I'm getting this idea without the 4 of Pentacles even being there. I'm getting this idea of like shelter in place, or if I ignore the problem doesn't exist, or if I can just kind of hermit, if I can hermit, or if I can put the blanket over my head, then I'm invisible and nothing will be coming kind of deal, right? It's almost this idea like I want to hide from this. Death on its side is interesting, and just in general for a lot of the signs, this is how major arcana has been showing up. On its side, almost we're not really sure of how we feel about it. And it could be, maybe this week, Virgo, you're doing a lot of self-soothing, and you require a lot of positive reinforcement and a lot of gentle energy, mothering energy, nurturing here, because, again, take it as it resonates. Some of you, your perceived security is at risk. You're feeling scared, and that scared might be heightened here, and really there's some confusion, right? If there's anything that I can point to for you this week, Virgo, it is confusion. Not really sure where to go, what to do, which end is up here, and not really sure how we feel about any change potentially coming our way this week. Let's get some final thoughts here for Virgo. Thank you. The Hierophant. And then we have the Ace of Wands in the shadow there. That's interesting. I think Aries had the Ace of Wands pop out and the Hierophant in the shadow. So let's see what this means for you here with the Hierophant popping out. Honestly, what I'm seeing is confrontation, right? But not conflict, not attack mode, but just addressing that whatever is causing this confusion, anxiety for some, panic for others, hiding or ignoring won't make it go away, right? This idea that we have to address whatever is coming head on. We have to face it. It's only a matter of time, right? Before it comes right up to our face and we have no other choice. And so that's what I'm seeing here. This could be, something to do with society. Perhaps, you're being called out in some way, or you're being exposed in some way, and that really is not sitting well with you, right? Again, take it as it resonates. Ace of Wands in the shadow. This is a beautiful opportunity to get fired up about something. This is a beautiful opportunity to choose to direct your energy, right? As opposed to letting that initial panic or fear or, confusion kind of guide your energy. You can guide it, right? Showing up, being accountable, looking at this, whatever is happening from a head-on position, and directing your energy accordingly, right? That's what I'm seeing. And again, for some of you, for a lot of you, it would seem that you don't know what to do or where to go. And so we want to hermit, right? But it almost feels like this is a beautiful opportunity to come out of your shell and confront whatever energy is coming towards you, right? Even if you don't have all of the information, even if you don't know 1000% which way it is that you're going, you can show up and either stand your ground and say, hey, I need to know more, or this doesn't feel right, so I'm going to turn this way instead, or I'm going to lean into this because it does suit me, right? Do me a favor, Virgo, pop it in the comments here what it is that you have the higher ground on. I'm so curious to know here. But yeah, this is what I have for you for your reading here. That Two of Pentacles is popping out kind of onto the side, and I feel like I will leave it with this. It feels like it's like you just can't really catch your breath here, right? But with all these twos showing up as well, we always have a choice. we always have a choice. And sometimes it doesn't feel like we do. And sometimes the choice may seem simple, but really in execution, it is quite difficult, quite challenging. This feels like it's one of those choices, right? But at the end of the day, remember, you have a choice. Okay, Virgo, that's what I have for you. I wish you all the best this week and always, and we'll see you next time. You take care. Libra, hello. Let's see what October 20th through to the 26th has in store for you. Show me, Libra. 7 of Pentacles already, and then we have the Hierophant as well. So definitely some earth energy here. We're stopping and assessing and seeing what works and what doesn't in our physical landscape here, how we're showing up in society. It feels like you're figuring out what it is that you're committing to, or you're assessing what it is that you're committing to here this week. Okay, Libra, let's go ahead and get some clarifiers here. Oh, that one just flew out there. Temperance. It feels like this was a theme for you last week as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Queen of Wands. Let's get one more here. Let's get some clarifiers for Libra here. That star wanted to pop out. Let's get some clarifiers for Libra. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got Temperance, Queen of Wands, and the 4 of Swords in reverse. So you are showing up here, but you're showing up reversed. Perhaps you're not feeling like yourself this week, Libra. Or things have flipped on its head, or that's what you want to do because you are in a period of assessment. Temperance, Queen of Wands, and that 4 of Swords in the reverse. It very much does feel like we have harmony, right? That mind, body, making sure that we're balanced in what we're doing, right? Acting for ourselves while thinking of others, and thinking of ourselves while acting for others, right? And whatever that is, whatever that balance is for you, just making sure that we are level-headed, even keel, all of that. Queen of Wands showing up. This feels like you walking through a crowd, right, is what I'm seeing here. Wanting to show up with that magnetic energy, that magnetic personality here, how you want people to feel when you walk into the room, right? You want to be, and again, take that as it resonates, Libra, but kind of this idea of being a charismatic figure, right? You know, Libra, you guys are very charismatic here, and how you show up in society. It's like, where do you want to direct your energy? How do you want to be seen? 4 of Swords in the reverse here. This is not a time for resting. This is a time for change. This is a time for change for you, Libra. And perhaps the things that were working for you are not working anymore. You know, let's get some more clarifiers here before I speak too much. 5 of Swords on the side here. Yeah. We're not in conflict, but we're not in a period of calm, okay? And what I mean by that, and kind of what I was hesitating to say, is like, it's almost like the beliefs that you held before are not really working right now. And so you're kind of assessing here and stopping in real time and trying to figure out, okay, well, what works and what doesn't. Perhaps the way that you showed up in society before is not the way that you want to continue to show up in society now. And that's what is top of mind for you this week, Libra. Okay, let's go ahead and get some more clarifiers here. Oh, sorry. Another 4 in the reverse. This one is the 4 of Pentacles. Anything else here? Yeah. Okay. Nine of Cups in the reverse, and Seven of Swords in the shadow. Yeah, so very much this vibe of whatever was working is not working anymore, right? And we want to figure it out. We want to release what's no longer serving you, right? So this idea of balance. So what I think and what I am holding on to, the beliefs I'm holding on to internally and what I'm holding on to externally, what do I need to release? What do I need to get rid of? What thoughts no longer serve? What possessions don't work for me anymore? So perhaps even Libra, you're doing some sort of cleaning here, some sort of deep cleaning of your home, some self-edit of your life here, of the hobbies that you enjoy, perhaps you no longer enjoy. And so you're kind of like, this really doesn't make me happy anymore. And perhaps I was deceiving myself into thinking that these thoughts were going to get me to where I wanted to go, and this hobby was something that I really enjoyed, but I was only doing it because I enjoyed the people I was doing it with, not because I enjoy the hobby, or I was doing it because I wanted you know some sort of aspect of that, right? Like this idea that, oh, I was enjoying that, it was I was really good at it, but not so much that I really enjoyed it, that kind of thing, right? Where your skill level was there, but your heart wasn't in it. Something like that. Again, take it as it resonates, Libra. But what I'm getting is that you're figuring out what you like about things and what you don't like about things, and whatever you don't like, you are removing from your internal landscape and your physical landscape as well this week. Okay, let's go ahead and get some final thoughts here for Libra. Let's get some final thoughts for Libra. All right. We've got the King of Swords and the Six of Wands here. So the King of Swords, you are air, right? So how can you be the best version of yourself? And that really feels like it is the theme of this week, or at least something that is top of mind for you as you head into this week, Libra. You want to be the best version of yourself, and you're clearing up some things that you feel are holding you back, right? Six of Wands, you want whatever it is, you're successfully doing it, right? And that's awesome, and that's important. Four of Swords also in the shadow here, right? So that Four of Swords showing up right side up. And I'm getting, the Spirit is saying leveling up, right? Taking it to the next step. So take that as it resonates, but really this idea of being successful in moving forward in this way, stepping into kind of new territory, right? And it doesn't have to be new physical territory, but new territory for you, even in the philosophical sense. Okay, Libra, beautiful, beautiful. Really, also like taking accountability for oneself, right? And making sure that you're continuing to elevate as you move forward. And that is no small task, right? But that is what you're doing this week, Libra, okay? So please do let me know in the comments what it is that what are some things that you feel have been holding you back. I'm so curious to know. And I wish you all the best this week and as you move forward. And we'll see you next time, okay? You take care. Alrighty, Aquarius, let's jump right in and see what October 20th to the 26th has in store. Show me, Aquarius, please. All right. Five of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Emperor here. I wonder if you've experienced a loss recently, Aquarius. As it relates to your foundation here, your home, something core that, just like a foundational thing. Or perhaps if that doesn't resonate, I wonder if you feel you've let yourself down in some way. Okay, take it as it resonates here. Control, the Emperor, the father of the tarot. I wonder if you're, or perhaps you are a father and you're not showing up in the way that you had envisioned, or you're letting yourself down in that role in some way. Okay, quite literally. If that doesn't resonate with you, there's some sort of conflict in how you show up and take control. And it does feel like you've let yourself down in some way this week, Aquarius. Okay, let's get some clarification here before I even go on. Some conflict, right? Let's get some clarification for Aquarius, please. Let's get some clarification for Aquarius heading into the week of October 20th. Four of Swords in the reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, and Five of Wands on the side. Yeah, your mind is definitely not at ease. In fact, it feels like your thoughts or whatever these foundational beliefs are attacking you, right? You're feeling attacked here, Wheel of Fortune. It's changing the way you interact in society, right? So very, very literal here. Let's get some more clarification here for Aquarius. Let's get some more clarification for Aquarius, please. The Lovers, the Moon on its side. I'm just getting confusion here on how to move forward or what this means, right? And so however it is that you've let yourself down or whatever it is that's happened here that has got you showing up in this manner here, there's a little bit of conflict or a little bit of like you're not sure how to move forward, right? You're not sure how best to show up in the present and also take yourself to that next step there. What is the next step even, Aquarius, okay? Page of Cups. And the Eight of Pentacles there. So you're still hard at work making something, trying to make something or achieve success in your physical landscape here. It doesn't feel like that's stopping, but it does feel like it doesn't feel like you're showing up any less in your physical landscape in your day-to-day, okay? So your work your work product isn't affected by this, at least it would seem, okay? This more so feels personal. This more so feels to you. You have let yourself down in some way. You have failed in some way or something to that effect, right? Where you've lost something, some sort of personal worth or personal achievement. Okay, take it as it resonates, Aquarius. This is what I'm seeing. This is what the cards are saying. We're unsure of how to move forward or what the next step is. Because we're kind of stuck in this dealing with this perceived loss, all right? Not sure how to direct your energy, not sure how to show up as it relates to colleagues or equals or others. Page of Cups is showing up, so it does seem like there's an opportunity kind of embedded within this. With that Page of Cups, I would say just keep your eyes open for somebody presenting you with an opportunity to do something. There might be some clarification presented with this person who kind of perhaps is coming to you hat in hand, or within this opportunity you might receive clarification in a way that you're not really expecting to. Okay, I would just say keep your eyes and keep your heart open for some sort of gift to come through. Let's get some final thoughts here for Aquarius as we head into this week. The Tower, yeah. And the Six of Pentacles here. So yeah, something either has shaken up or will shake up here. I'm thinking this tower has already happened. Put it in the comments though, Aquarius. Let me know if this tower energy of change and disruption has already come and done its thing, or if it hasn't yet. And in that case, it does feel like it is coming to you, coming to theater soon. You know what I mean? Coming to you soon. Six of Pentacles here. Knight of Cups. Yeah, it just, whatever this is, it does feel deeply personal. It doesn't seem to be affecting your work product in any way. For those of you, though, it could be creeping in. Like I said, take it as it resonates. It could also mean that you're not trying to allow this to affect your work because of how you're feeling here. A redistribution of where you put your time and your energy here. And this Page of Cups, it feels like whatever it's offering is a beautiful opportunity for self reflection here, Aquarius. And I feel like I'm going to get some eye rolls for that, but that's okay. That's what the cards are saying here. And you can take that as it resonates, right? And do with that what you will. There's always opportunity for growth, right? And I just feel like you're kind of like, I don't want to hear that right now. I don't want to exist. I'm getting kind of like, I don't want to exist in this right now, but this is the state that you kind of find yourself in. And so it's kind of, you know, with that conflict and with all of that there, we don't want it to affect our physical landscape. Like I said, it might or might not be, but this is what I'm seeing for you. Alrighty, Aquarius, I wish you all the best this week and always, and we'll see you next time. You take care. Gemini, hello. This is going to be your weekly reading for October 20th through to the 26th. So let's go ahead and see. All right. Nine of Swords. So welcome to your reading. Nine of Swords is, of course, a Gemini card here in the tarot, and we have Knight of Cups as well. So just, I'm sensing some hesitation. Oh, there you are. Wow. All right, so I'm feeling some hesitation here. In your shadow here, we have the Knight of Cups, the Lovers, you and Virgo. With that Hermit energy here, it does feel like, I wonder if you're nervous to take a step. I wonder if you're nervous to make a move, Gemini. Take it as it resonates here, but Nine of Swords, let's get some clarification before I really speak on that. Let's get some clarification here for Gemini, please, as we head into the week of October 20th. Let's get some clarification for Gemini, please. Queen of Wands in reverse. Lots of cards are jumping. Let's get some clarification for Gemini, please. Two of Pentacles on its side. Let's get some clarification. Page of Cups on its side. So the Page of Cups has been showing up for pretty much every sign so far, in one aspect or another here. Let's just read this side as it is. Queen of Wands in reverse, the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Cups both on its side. Yeah. I'm wondering, Gemini, if you've entered into a place where you don't feel happy, and you don't feel is for you. You're no longer liking where you are, as it relates to some aspect of your life, right? Or perhaps how others view you. Perhaps you're saying, no, they've got it wrong, or they're seeing me wrong here, but you're not quite sure how to fix it or how to move forward. but it does seem like, you know, perhaps somebody's gotten the wrong idea, or you maybe didn't put your best foot forward. Okay, these are just some examples of what it is that the cards are showing could be the case. Okay, do me a favor, take it as it resonates. Let me know in the comments how this Queen of Wands in reverse is impacting you. But she's definitely showing up not in a way that's natural to her, and you're saying, no, that's really not me, right? But I don't know how to fix it, right? The Page of Cups here. I'm wondering if you did have an opportunity, or there was somebody that came through and, you know, gave you an opportunity to do something here, and you feel like you didn't show up in the way that you wanted to. Okay, let's get some more clarification here for Gemini. Yeah, 3 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles here. It definitely feels like a mistake was made. Ace of Wands and 8 of Cups in the shadow here. So it feels like maybe for some of you, you acted impulsively and now you're trying to walk that back. You made a mistake and you thought, or you decided to give into something as opposed to giving to something else. Okay. Either way, Ace of Wands is showing up here. I'm wondering, like I said, if you acted impulsively, for some of you, and you're kind of like, this really isn't the way that I wanted to show up here. And now you're kind of like, I don't know how to move on from this, right? Originally, I was saying you're afraid of taking a step forward. It could also be that you're afraid that whatever happened here, and whatever misstep was had, they don't know the real me. This is not a true representation of me, right? Things got out of hand. Something happened here. I messed up. I made a mistake, whatever it is, right? But I know that this isn't me. Can they see me, right? This isn't the person that, whatever that kind of is, right? That kind of vibe, you get what I'm going at here, Gemini. 8 of Cups here, that idea of walking away from something, knowing your cup, knowing who you are, putting your mind at ease here. We just need to kind of come to terms with whatever happened, whatever transpired. And the idea here as well is that you know who you are. And maybe, you know, we could take this as a learning opportunity. What is the lesson here with that Page of Cups? How do we know not to do this in the future? Or if, you know, if it wasn't a mistake, if it wasn't that you necessarily acted impulsively, but you just didn't show up, or felt like you were presented an opportunity to show up in the best way possible here. Or you find yourself in a situation where, you know, it's no longer serving you, right? It's causing you more pain to exist in this situation or in this dynamic than it is serving you. How do you move on from that? How do you move forward, right? So kind of this idea, we have to come to terms with whatever this situation is. Whatever happened has happened. We can't undo it, right? All we can do is figure out how to move forward for us, knowing that, you know, people will always perceive us in different ways, but how we perceive ourselves and how we show up and how we know ourselves is first and foremost the most important thing. We know who we are, and as long as we have a strong handle on that, we can continue to move forward, right? So it does feel like you're walking away from something here, but walking further into knowing who you are, knowing your boundaries and limitations. Perhaps you overstepped a boundary, or somebody overstepped a boundary here, and you're kind of like, no, we can't have this happen again. So now we're moving forward, and this is a beautiful opportunity to figure out what that boundary is, how you can move forward from this in the best way possible for you and nobody else, Gemini. Okay, so a little bit of a hard lesson here. Let's get some final thoughts for Gemini, please. Final thoughts for Gemini. things don't always go according to plan. You know what I mean? The Sun. Yeah, some clarity on this situation. Justice here, right? Karma. Right? This could be some karmic justice that's happened here. Perhaps a past action or decision is catching up with you, or catching up with somebody else, and you are on the giving or receiving end of that karma. Again, take it as it resonates here. Or perhaps you made a decision that, you know what, this isn't for me and I need to figure out how to move on, right? Or the idea that a decision needs to be made here. The sun reveals all things, right? So this, again, it's kind of, you're being hit with some clarity here. Tough love is what I'm getting, Gemini. But at the end of the day, it's only providing you an opportunity for more self-awareness, right? So even though it is a little bit of a tough love situation here, or a hard lesson learned, you know, the moral of the story is, will you learn this lesson? Will you heed the warning here? Will you do what you need to do to move on to be the best version of you, right? Yeah, and that's awesome, Gemini. Do me a favor. Let me know what it is that you're releasing or leaving behind here, or what you're planning on moving towards. I'd love to hear that in the comments. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you always. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. You take care. Cancer, let's see what October 20th to the 26th has in store for you. Show me Cancer, please. Eight of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups. I believe, was this Aries as well? I can't remember, but another sign got this. Eight of Swords here. So feeling trapped, feeling restricted, limited, okay? Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, Temperance. Some beautiful energy here in your shadow, Cancer. Self-reflection, getting back into who you are, who you want to be, right? A beautiful opportunity to dive in and get reacquainted with yourself, or to unearth or uncover a new aspect of you, Cancer. All right. Temperance here, in that search for balance, in that search for harmony, right? I'm wondering if you're feeling like you want to do this, but you're feeling stuck in something, and so you feel like you can't kind of spread your wings in that vein, right? I feel like just with this imagery here, it's this idea, I want to expand my energy, I want to expand myself, I want to stretch, I want to be free, right? And instead we feel stuck, limited. So let's go ahead and get some clarification for that for Cancer, please. Show me some clarifiers for Cancer. Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, Four of Pentacles here. Interesting. Okay. That's not this. I mean, it is kind of, right? With the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun and the Four of Pentacles here, feeling good. Perhaps you achieve some sort of personal success here, and you're feeling really good about that, right? But the Sun, and the Sun illuminates everything, right? So that initial glow of like, oh, this feels so good. And perhaps you had that in past, but now maybe we're clinging to that feeling, and we want to carry that feeling forward. But it's kind of like, you know, I think I used this analogy already, but like forced festive, right? We feel so good, you know, for example, we feel so good the holidays are coming, right? And, you know, it's time of family and joy and, you know, being present with people. And we really want to hold on to that feeling of, oh, I just feel whole, right? But then it's like the more you try to dig in and hold on to that feeling and hold on to it and hold on to it, it's kind of like it morphs, and it no longer becomes something pleasant. It becomes a chore, and it becomes forced, right? The idea of forced festive. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like, oh, we experienced something that felt so good. Well, how do I hold on to that feeling? Keep that feeling. It's almost like a bird in a cage, right? The thing that we enjoyed, the more we try to capture it and hold on to it and keep it close to us, the more it morphs into something we don't want it to become. And then the more it starts to control us, kind of idea, right? So it does feel like you're clinging to something and not really sure how to let that go. Could also be hoarding. You're hoarding something, right? You're really just hoarding your success. You're not really letting yourself enjoy it. And that could be what's limiting you as well. You don't know how to enjoy it, or you feel like you need to keep it close, otherwise you'll lose it, right? But you really want to enjoy it, but you're not allowing yourself to do that, right? The star showing up as well, right? Your life's purpose. And again, this feels like kind of we're speaking on this shadow energy here, right? We want to align to our higher being. Cancer, you want to be the best version of yourself and seek out that star, right? But it feels like for whatever reason this week, it's just not within your reach. Let's get some more clarification here for Cancer. Let's get some more clarification here for Cancer, please. All right. All right, so we have the star, we have the Four of Cups on its side, the Page of Swords on its side, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles, along with that Five of Pentacles in the shadow here. Yeah, I don't know if you've stepped away from something, or you feel like you have less than, but you're also showing me you have some sort of success here. So I'm wondering if it's kind of two sides of yourself, like conflicting energies here of like, no, I have this and I want to enjoy it, but also, no, I don't have enough. So I have to hide or stick to what I have. I have to save it kind of deal, right? I'm wondering if that's not at play this week for you, Cancer. But coming back to this here with the Four of Cups on its side, the Page of Swords on its side, and the Seven of Pentacles, you want to become a better version of yourself, right? You want to attain that star. You want to attain your life's purpose here, but there is some sort of stuck energy that's showing up. And it's almost like there's kind of a like a willingness to let go, but also this idea of there's a desire to let go, but also a desire to hold on to what you have. So it's just a really sticky spot I feel like you find yourself in. And that Seven of Pentacles, it does feel like you're starting to address this a little bit, this idea of I have, but I feel like I have, but I also feel like I don't have. I feel like I can enjoy, but I feel like if I enjoy too much, I will lose it all, kind of idea. So it does feel like we're exploring that a little bit this week, Cancer, but definitely feeling trapped. And I will just say, whatever it is that you're addressing, or kind of, it feels like we're not quite there. We're not quite to the root of the issue. I would kind of pose a question to you, Cancer. If whatever this feels like, this idea of we work so hard to enjoy the things that we have, but we also equally feel like we can't enjoy the things we have for fear of losing them. This feels like something that's been at play for a long time. And so we're getting close to kind of circling that belief or that perspective here, but it's just out of our grasp. Okay. And so it just feels like that star is just out of your grasp. this beautiful energy, kind of same deal here. It feels like it's just beyond our reach for whatever reason here, but you are getting closer. It just feels like you're really working hard to feel worthy and not less than. Okay, let's go ahead and get some final thoughts here. Oh. All right. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. That's funny. And then we have the King of Swords here. So Seven of Pentacles here. Yeah, really assessing perhaps what is spurring this on is that you received an opportunity in your physical landscape here, okay? And now you're like, what do I do with this? How do I move forward? And so in that kind of assessment of whatever this Ace of Pentacles opportunity was, Cancer, this week, you're really struggling with how to move forward with it. And it's bringing up these ideas of, well, I want to enjoy it, but I also feel like if I enjoy it, I'm going to lose it all. And so it's bringing up this kind of anxiety that exists. It's shedding light on this kind of pattern here of thinking and circling your awareness in on the root cause of why you feel kind of conflicted about whatever this opportunity is in your physical landscape. Okay, King of Swords here, dominating thought. It feels like we need to, dominating thought, Ten of Swords here in the Sun. It feels like there's some perspectives and some beliefs here, and some ways of thinking that need to be addressed. Okay, and this opportunity, whatever this Ace of Pentacles, is shedding light on, some limiting beliefs here. Okay, and you're kind of circling in on that. So whatever this opportunity is, it's kind of like, but why do I feel inadequate? Why do I feel like I have this thing, but I don't really have this thing? Those are the themes that I feel are coming to the surface for you this week, Cancer. Okay. Listen, just breathe through it. And, I trust that you'll figure it out, Cancer. This is what the cards have in store for you. And, I wish you all the best today and always. Thank you so much for showing up, and we'll see you next time. You take care. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what October 20th through to the 26th has in store. Show me Scorpio, please. I'm not liking this, Scorpio. We've got the Five of Wands in the reverse and Four of Pentacles in the shadow here. Two of Wands and the Seven of Cups. And there you are hiding. And it feels like you're hiding because you're like, I know I'm not showing up the best version of myself, but I'm just going to bury myself deep in the sand and just keep doing what I'm doing. And I'll, learn from it later. I'll apologize later. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Five of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. I would be cautious of lashing out, Scorpio. Because that's really what I'm seeing here. And that's why I'm laughing. Sorry. I just love tarot because this just feels like you're showing that scorpion stinger, and you're like, no, I don't care, I'm showing it. This is deserved. Okay, let's get some clarification here. Let's get some clarification for Scorpio. Let's get some clarification for Scorpio, please. All right, thank you. Ace of Wands. Six of Wands and Temperance here. So Ace of Wands on its side, that opportunity, right? That energy is going to come regardless, right? Getting fired up. Six of Wands, it's interesting. It feels like, with that Five of Wands being in the reverse here, it could be, it's something, the energy is unreasonable. Okay, so take it as it resonates, Scorpio. Either you're being unreasonable, which is what I was thinking on the outset here, or something in your like with colleagues, co-workers, people you see as equals, something is unreasonable here. Okay, and it turns into this could be speaking on like some sort of competition, or something's gone awry, or in any regard here, the kind of workflow has gotten off track. It's been disrupted in a way, and you're it felt like you were kind of lashing out and being like, no, 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 I don't care. I'm digging deep in this because I know I'm right, kind of deal, right? And so Six of Wands is showing up, and it's kind of like, you're right. You feel you're right, and it feels like you're getting some sort of recognition in that vein as well. Okay, so it could be that you're making the best of a bad situation here, which is, I will eat my words, and maybe that stinger isn't coming out this week, as I initially thought here. But it feels like you're capitalizing on an opportunity here, and you are achieving success and social recognition in some sort of regard. Okay, riding that horse to victory is what you seem to be doing here. Okay, Temperance, balance. So maybe you are, wow, maybe you are showing up and, having that harmony, or acting in good faith. And, perhaps this Ace of Wands is showing up sideways because you're not, perhaps the energy in a certain situation has flipped, but you're not taking on that energy of that kind of, let's call it chaos. You're not taking on that energy of chaos and allowing it to affect you. You're riding your horse to victory because you're choosing how you direct your energy. Interesting, Scorpio. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Let's see. Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, yeah. So it's definitely more of that. Listen, I eat my words. Okay. Definitely more of, you are directing how your energy wants to flow. So whatever kind of chaos is happening in, I want to say workplace, but again, take it as it resonates. As it relates to you and colleagues or friends, or how you're kind of showing up, right? And engaging with others. Something's gone off track here. Something's amok. Knight of Wands in reverse feels like you're not allowing this energy to run away with you. You're directing your energy in the way that you want it to flow. Let's get some more clarifiers here. Let's get some more clarifiers here for Scorpio, please, for the week of the 20th. Seven of Wands. A lot of fire energy for you, Scorpio. You are fired up here, but it really does feel like you're doing what you have to do. Seven of Wands, protecting yourself, defending yourself against whatever this kind of energy is that is coming through. And perhaps your stinger needs to come out. Perhaps you need to take on more of an aggressive stance. But for whatever reason, Scorpio, you do feel justified in that decision. And it does feel something that is like you're feeling personally attacked here, but you're not going out of your way to give that energy right back to whatever this situation is, or right back to whoever this person is. Yes, okay, you might be showing that stinger, let's say, but it doesn't feel spiteful. It feels justified from your perspective. Okay, Scorpio. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. I had a feeling, so this Five of Swords was at the top of the deck here. I had a feeling it would be coming out to play. Just want to, yeah. It's interesting. I'm just looking at this again. You're sticking to what you know. You're making a choice. You don't know what it is. Yeah. And then you're like, we'll figure it out later, right? We'll figure it out later. I have to deal with this now. So there is a sense of urgency here, right? Whatever this dynamic is, it does feel like things are disrupting. They either have disrupted recently or they will disrupt this week. Some sort of conflict is coming into play. Ace of Cups here. Yeah, you're not letting this, whatever this Five of Wands is and whatever this conflict is, Scorpio, you're not letting it kind of take over your energy. You are very much in control of your energy this week, and you're saying, yeah, okay, if I need to go and if I need to go on the offensive, it's justified, but I'm not going to match this energy. I'm going to do it in this way, right? With the Page of Pentacles here, some new knowledge, or you are acting from your own stance, right? You're not letting a situation get the best of you. You're very much acting of your own. You're very much acting on your own, and you're taking the situation. You're saying, yeah, okay, I need to respond quickly, but I'm going to respond truthfully in a way that I can feel good about at the end of the day, right? So if somebody's trying to engage you in a fight or pick a fight with you, you might engage in that, but you're not going to match their energy. You're going to have your own energy coming into that situation, okay? Let's take a look at any final thoughts here for Scorpio. Interesting. Nine of Cups. Yeah. Oh, Queen of Swords. Okay, so, and Seven of Swords. A little bit of deceit there, right? That feels like a cautionary tale. Just be careful, because even though you may seem justified, it really is easy to keep riding that horse, and kind of be literal on that high horse, right? So I would just be wary of that. Like, just because you might be justified in this instance doesn't mean that you need to continue to ride that high horse and rub it in anyone's face or push anyone's nose in it, right? The fact that you are right. Just take the win and move on, kind of deal, right? Nine of Wands, Queen of Swords. You're operating from a place of good personal security here in whatever this is. So there very much does feel like a calm in a storm. You're not being swayed anyway. You know your truth, and that's where you're acting from. Queen of Swords as well, right? She beats her own drum. And you are moving to the beat of your own drum, Scorpio, especially as it relates to this conflict as you head into this week. So you're standing up for what you believe in. It very much does feel like that. You are standing your ground, and you are standing in truth. So whatever conflict happens, and please do drop it in the comments what it is that's happening for you here, because I'm so curious. But you're standing up for and doing what you feel is right. Right? Operating from a place of integrity. And even if you don't necessarily know the whole impact or the full impact of this situation here, you are maneuvering in a way that you will be proud of. Right? So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Listen, I eat my words of what I said before. And if that stinger is coming out, please let me know. But it looks like you feel it's justified. So, let me know about that as well. Okay, Scorpio, thank you so much. I wish you all the best today and always. And we'll see you next time. You take care. Pisces, let's go ahead and see what the week of August 20th has in store. That was quick. Two of Pentacles, or Two of Pentacles. Two of Swords here, King of Pentacles in the shadow here. So some sort of indecision here. It feels like you're hesitating on something as it relates to some sort of personal success, achievement, what it is that you see for yourself here, right? Hermit underneath that here. So I'm wondering if people are trying to influence, just with that Knight of Swords underneath that Hermit, trying to sway your decision in one way or another, trying to influence you here. I would watch out for that, Pisces, this week here, but that kind of seems like, is the doubt creeping in because other people are trying to influence you here. And interestingly enough, we do have that Ace of Swords. All the cards are pre-shuffled in between each of the weeklies here. So perhaps some new thought is called for, right? Let's get some clarification for Pisces as we head into this week. Ace of Swords here. So feeling fired up about something, right? How are you directing your energy? Perhaps that's what is on the table here, directing what you give your energy to, Pisces, in order to attain that success. We do have the Seven of Pentacles, right? So again, that stop and think. What are we giving our energy to? What are we focusing on, right? Facts, not feelings here. So being really objective about our physical landscape, what we're giving our energy to, where we're directing our energy, who we are giving our time and attention to, what we are giving our time and attention to, right? What is working, the seeds that we planted and the work that we've been doing thus far. Are we seeing, are we benefiting from this? If yes, great. What can we continue? If not, what can we remove from our garden, right? What can we kind of leave in the past so that we can make room for more in the future, right? Let's get some more clarification for Pisces, please. Let's get some more clarification for Pisces as we head into October 20th to the 26th. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, very much so. So what are we giving? How are we, what are we giving to, right? Who are we giving to? Just rebalancing our priorities here and kind of doubling down on that, right? Really making sure that we're committing to the right thing in order to guarantee that success that we're looking for. Okay. So we have the Page of Pentacles, on its side, King of Pentacles showing up here, and the Ten of Wands showing up as well. In that shadow here, we do have that Knight of Swords energy as well. Aries energy, Judgment here. So take it as it resonates, but it feels like, you know, perhaps a fire sign, Aries specifically, is trying to come through and influence you here. Could be a motivating factor, could be a demotivating factor. Okay, take it as it resonates here. It could also be, you know, some other part of you, Pisces, trying to take control here. Okay, so again, take it as it resonates here, but Judgment showing up. It feels like we're thinking long term, right? So whatever it is that you're considering here this week, it feels like that has long-term implications, or you're thinking long-term. What will guarantee me success? What will guarantee my family success and abundance, right? Not, you know, not 6 months down the line, but 6 years down the line, 16 years down the line, right? That long-term thinking of big goals in that regard. Okay. The Page of Pentacles on its side, you haven't quite figured out where you're going next, right? Because you're still in that period of assessing your priorities and still pruning your garden. Okay, we'll use that. You're pruning your garden. So it feels like that Page of Pentacles, we don't have the knowledge quite yet on how to move forward, Pisces, which is why we have that Two of Swords indecision that's coming through. We're kind of stalemated here. We're really thinking. It feels like you're putting some deep thought this week into how to best direct your energy, where it should go that will best serve you and best guarantee that success moving forward. The Ten of Wands on its side here. This is the only thing that I'm, you know, hesitating on, because we're not achieving an end, but we're not trying to keep the cycle going. It's just kind of on its side yet. So it feels like we haven't decided, right? But I'm wondering here if we're being honest, Pisces, and this is my question for you, with this showing up on its side, I'm wondering if you're contemplating what you're giving your energy to, right? In the physical realm, showing up, work, school, family, friends, hobbies, right? All of these things that you can tangibly feel. I'm wondering if there's something here that, if you are completely honest with yourself, needs to end. But you're not, that's not part of the equation here for whatever reason. Right? I'm wondering if that's the case here, because whatever this 10 of Wands energy, or it could be that you're removing these wands in order to facilitate an end, right? You're removing some of these perceived burdens from you, Pisces, so that you can go ahead and find this ending here. My question still remains, are there certain things that you're not considering that, if you're honest with yourself, need to end, and you're not considering ending those patterns? Put it in the comments, let me know. But it definitely does feel like a redistribution of priorities here, or at least assessing what your priorities are to ensure long-term success going forward. Okay, Pisces, let's go ahead and get some final thoughts for you here. Let's go ahead and get some final thoughts. Too many. Let's get some final thoughts for Pisces, please. Thank you. 8 of Cups, yeah. 6 of Pentacles showing up again. Okay, so really the focus does seem to be where you are giving your energy to, what is deserving of your energy, and what no longer fits into your picture of long-term success for yourself. Okay, 8 of Cups, you're walking away from some things. Some things have had, it was a good ride, right? But ultimately, in order to become who you want to become, in order to attain the success that you wish to attain, right, in this lifetime, you need to walk away from some things. And in that, you need to walk away from a version of your success. Funny enough, 8 of Cups is a Pisces card, but it is the start of the cycle of Pisces cards. We go 8 to the 9 to the 10. So it feels like you are starting to seriously consider some things, or in the beginning stages of figuring this out, right? How you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. It almost feels like, and again, take it as it resonates, Pisces, but for some of you, the process is just getting started, where you are seriously starting to consider this, or the opportunity has presented itself where finally you can start this process. Okay. Let me know what success is for you. And I'll put good thoughts out to the universe for you as well, Pisces, because this really is exciting here. Right. But it does feel like positive change very much for you. And it feels like these are things that you know you need to let go of in order to move forward, except for whatever this is that's here, right? But overall, the energy here, Pisces, is beyond beautiful. 6 of Pentacles, right? Redistribution of what it is that you're prioritizing. Yeah, 9 of Swords. There's something there. Right? So just be cautious of that. Be mindful of that as you head into this week. But overall, for sure, you're figuring it out. And it's beautiful to see, Pisces. Alrighty. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. You take care.